Hey guys, got another great question from the gram today. We're going to dive right in, and I definitely want to see what you think about this one. So, I've been with someone for 13 years. I found out about 5 years ago that he's been cheating here and there the whole relationship. I'm sorry to hear that. It's a long time to have that going on. I didn't take it well, and I did get physical because I was so hurt, only because I never expected this from him. He was like the sweetest man I'd ever known. So I grabbed his iPad, which was connected to his iPhone one day, and I saw all these nasty messages. See, that's the first problem. This is one of my pet peeves because we live in a country, we live in a culture where women have been conditioned to think that sex is somehow nasty. Sex is somehow bad. Sex is something you shouldn't enjoy. Sex is something you shouldn't be empowered to do because if you do, you are somehow not a lady. And on the other hand, they're telling guys that sex is good, sex is great. You should have as much of it as you want with as many different women as you want. And if you don't enjoy it, go find somebody else to have it with. Double standard. We got to work on that. Let me get back to her question. So, I found all these nasty messages. Well, not really nasty, but sexual in nature. Okay. He claims I took his manhood away because I don't know how to speak to him and blah, blah, blah. See? Oh boy. I'm seeing another problem before I even get to the end of the question. Here's a guy who's telling you how he feels, what he needs, what you want. And you're hitting him with the blah, blah, blah. Fine. Look, okay, let's get back to the question. I made it a point that I never treated him any type of way other than with love until I found out. Moving forward, because this is complicated, I married him in 2017. Okay, he has a drinking problem and he's not allowed to drink anymore, but I caught him on a sober tongue. I don't know how to tell him that I'm done without hurting him. Okay, we got a lot going on here. So let's break it down step by step. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to talk to you. And then I'm going to talk to the other thing in the room, which is his drinking problem. But first, let me just reframe this for you and help you understand who you're with, right? You're married to an insecure man who's abusive, womanizing, and a cheater and can't stop drinking. Let me put that to you another way. You're married to a man who is insecure about himself, he's abusive, he's a womanizing cheater, and he can't stop drinking, right? Just so you know what you got. Here's what's going on, right? So at some point, his problems are going to become your problems, right? He doesn't feel good about who he is, so that's only going to be a matter of time before that becomes one of your problems. How do I know he doesn't feel good about who he is? Well, I know he doesn't feel good about who he is because of the things he does. So let me talk to you, bro. Here's what it is. If we all felt fine when our feet hit the floor in the morning, we'd never have a reason to put any foreign substance in our body, right? The reason we do drugs is because they make us feel different and we're trying to feel different other than we currently feel. So with alcohol, what does alcohol do? Well, it helps you numb some stuff up, helps you forget about some stuff, helps you escape from some stuff, right? So what is it you're trying to escape from? What is it you're trying to numb up? What is it you're trying to forget? How is it you're trying to feel when you drink and that you can't feel sober? So that's a whole thing. And that's a problem that you're not going to be able to help him with, right? How else do I know that he feels not great about who he is? Well, you already said it, right? He told you that he felt like you took his manhood. First of all, you can't take something from somebody that you didn't give. You didn't give him his manhood, so you can't take it away. That's on him. That's not on you. Forget about that. But I know he doesn't feel like a man because of the thing he's doing with all these other women, right? Some men have different definitions when it comes to what it means to be a man. It sounds like in his mind, he's worked it out that part of being a man is I can have a lot of women. Part of being a man is that I'm desirable. Part of being a man is that I'm a big shot. And so we've got to ask the important question about the cheating, which is the question that most women never ask, which is, how could you feel out there with them that you couldn't feel with me? Let me break that down for you again. The only question you need to ask him about his cheating is, how could you feel with her? How could you feel with them that you couldn't feel with me? Because he's looking to feel different. We already know this is a man who doesn't like the way he feels when he wakes up in the morning. So my guess is he can feel desirable with these other women. He can feel like they want him. He can feel like he's the big shot. He can feel like he's the man. He can feel like that because they don't know him yet. They don't know what you know, which is he's an insecure, abusive, womanizing cheater who can't stop drinking. And once they figure that part out about him, then he's got to move on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, which is what he's been doing for the last 13 years. So that's him. Now, on to you, right? So what is happening with you? What is going on that's allowing you to stay in this situation? Because this is a very well-crafted question. I can tell by what you're saying that you already know what you need to do. So I don't think that this is a question about what you need to do or how you need to do it. I think this is not a question, but this is more you looking for confirmation, right? Not confirmation from me, not confirmation from him, but confirmation from yourself, right? What if I told you that as soon as you tell him you're done, the very next man you meet is going to be the man for you forever? How much longer would you wait? You tell him tonight, right? What if I told you that as soon as you tell this man you are done, you're going to have happiness walk right up to your front door and knock on it? You tell him by Wednesday. What if I told you that as soon as you sat this man down and told him, hey, I understand you've got some stuff that you're working on. I also have some stuff that I'm working on. We've tried to work on it together for 13 years and it's not making either one of us happy, obviously. What if I told you that the day you tell him that, you're going to have all the peace and the love and the joy that you have always known you deserved? You tell him by Saturday, right when the moving truck gets there, wouldn't you? Right? So this is just a question about permission. You giving yourself permission to move forward. You giving yourself permission to move on. You giving yourself permission to not let his lessons block your blessings, right? Because you or I are not responsible for the lessons this man is put here to learn. He's on his own journey. He's on his own path. He's working out his own life in his own head, and that is not your responsibility. It's not something you're going to save him from. It's not something you're going to help him figure out. It's not what you're here to do. You're here to be happy. You're here to do you, right? And if you're doing you well and he's doing him well, then you make the choice to do that together and enjoy some of that happiness together. But as it is right now, his lessons that he's put here to learn are blocking all the blessings that you know you're here to get, right? And so for 13 years, you've settled in your mind. For 13 years, you made excuses in your head as to why it's okay to stay, why it's okay to continue down this road. And your mind is the thing that makes excuses. Your mind is the thing that settles. Your mind is the thing that rationalizes. The mind is the thing that makes it okay, while your heart always feels like it's being cheated out of something that it know it deserves. And I know you know that you deserve more than that. And I know you know after 13 years that you can't fix what he's got going on. And I know you love him, and I know you care about him, and I know you believe in what a good man he can be, but that's not where he is right now today, right? And no matter how much you love him, no matter how much love you pour into him, no matter how much time and attention and affection you pour into him, you're not going to be able to pull him out and help him feel different about himself. That's something that he's got to figure out all on his own. So for you, it's a long time. It's extremely scary to move forward and try something new, right? If you've been with this person forever and ever, it's like, who am I outside of that, right? Nobody wants to start over. Nobody wants to try the new thing. We always would rather toil and struggle with the old thing, where the much easier, much simpler, much cleaner solution is to move forward and do the new thing, right? And so for you, I want you to take this mess and I want you to turn it into your message. And I want you to move forward by giving yourself permission to do so. It's okay. There's nothing else you owe him. There's nothing else you got to do for him. You tried to handle it in a manner which is as best you knew how. And now you just got to do the hard thing, which is be honest and say, hey, we tried. It didn't work. You've got some things you're working on. I got some things I'm working on. There's a way I know I want to feel, and it's very difficult for me to feel that way with you. So I'm going to go give myself permission to go on and do that. This is exactly the kind of person that I love working with in my boot camps. If you don't know about it, go to the website, check it out. It's a relationship boot camp. You can do the exact same thing we do on the show in the comfort of your own home with your partner, or if you're single, by yourself, by helping you identify some of those things that are going to get you into trouble and have been getting you into trouble, right? We talk about communication. We talk about needs and wants. We talk about cheating. We talk about trust. We talk about forgiveness, and sometimes we talk about moving on. So if you haven't checked that out, go to the website, doctorsmajor.com, and check it out. And darling, I hope this makes sense for you and for anybody else who might be in a situation out there like that. So great question. Thanks so much for writing in, and I'll see you guys next time.